He was conceived and born contrary to any biological law. He grew up to become a very bothersome person to many people. He would tell the truth, and the truth that he told, it would cost him his life. He could have avoided assassination that day by going fishing in Galilee for the weekend, but he didn't. He remains forever a question mark with which people are never quite finished. Non-believers forever worry lest they be wrong. The church he founded, it is discussed daily on the front page of the major newspapers of our world. What might have happened? What might he have accomplished if he lived to be 50 years old? And as a little tiny baby, he terrified a king. As a youngster, he puzzled scholars in the temple. And as a man, he intimidated a Roman governor by the name of Pilate. To borrow from G.K. Chesterton himself, he had no training in psychiatry, yet he cured more minds and more souls than anyone else in the history of the world. There was Alexander, there was Caesar, there was Napoleon. They established mighty empires with force. He began his with love and service. Theirs have disappeared, and his still remains today. Statesmen, they have legislated on their turn. Artists, philosophers have reigned for a short period. Some have said they were even more popular than him. They wondered if he even existed. But their names are written in sand. His is spoken with frequency by over 1 billion followers today. And each week, millions of people assemble to acknowledge him in the Eucharist. He spoke that last night to a small band of illiterate followers as though that event would continue down through the centuries. And guess what? History has proved him correct. He calls us to liturgy both to remember him and to worship him. Those that discover they cannot believe in him live with sorrow. Those who believe but lack the courage to resemble him survive with regret. Though centuries separate us from him, he is more vital than we are. We will not even be memories in the next generation, but he himself will flourish. He no longer stands in the dock. He has nothing more to prove. He survived the test of time. Is it not we who are on trial in reaction to him? And almost after a century in labor camps in the former Soviet Union, he walks openly in Moscow, Kiev, and St. Petersburg. Should we be surprised? No historian can portray humanity honestly without giving him the foremost place. And millions of people, they'll utter his name when they rise in the morning. Some shout it throughout the day in anger or in pain. And for others, it's a last name that they'll whisper before they die. And it's the first name they expect to speak when they awaken in his presence. Angels, they rush to him. Devils, they flee from him. he not only pushed the envelope, he broke through it. In poor apparel, he was always pursuing people, and he still pursues us. He even changed BC into AD. Time magazine suggested that in his lifetime, he had no equal. It's the same today. And I wonder when they'll make him the person of the year again. It then is not he who needs us, but don't we need him? Does this shock you? Does it also want to make you get up and leave? The history of the Bible, it's a history of human choices. The chosen response of humans to the God who offers himself to us. A God who offers himself to us as human beings. What is before us is the fact that God presents each of us with the opportunity to make momentous decisions. Decisions not presented to those biblical heroes alone, but the decision that's given to each and every one of us. No matter how great or how small we might be, no matter how famous or unknown, it's presented with a choice we found today in that gospel account. Will we accept God into our hearts? Will we accept God into our souls? Will we accept the God who wants to live and be with us? What God is giving us in the Blessed Sacrament is more awesome than all of our other choices summed up together. What God is offering us in Holy Communion is not only his love, but also his very self. God is coming to us. What Jesus is presenting to us in God's present, not only to us or near to us, but more importantly, within us. He's coming right to our hearts, right to our souls. As for me, I will accept what God offers in wonder and in awe. What about you? For as St. Peter said, Lord, to whom shall we go? You have the words of eternal life, and we have come to believe that you are the Holy One of God. The choice is ours. Will we leave or will we accept? For in accepting, God tells us that he too will give us eternal life. What do we want? Or will we, like so many, get up and leave? It's God. The choice is yours. What do you want in this life and the next?